So, as you know, Breonna Taylor's grand jury recording to be released on Friday. So, there's more to this Breonna Taylor story, and it is getting deeper and deeper and deeper involved in the laws that are superseding this. So, this is Minnie Von Burke and Adam Reese and Laura Strickler. So, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron has until Friday to release the grand jury proceedings in Breonna Taylor case after he asked a judge for a 1-week extension. So the recording was expected to be released on Wednesday after a judge ruled earlier this week for it to be made public, but Cameron filed a motion with the court saying that his office needs more time to redact personal identifiers of any named person and to redact both names of the personal identifiers of any private citizen. So the Attorney General said that the delay is necessary to protect witnesses and, in particular, private citizens named in the recordings. So Cameron had asked the judge to delay the release by a week. But a judge ruled Wednesday that the Attorney General's office has until noon on Friday. So we are complying with the judge's orders, a spokesperson from Cameron said in a statement. So the grand jury audio recording is more than 20 hours long, and our office filed a motion to request additional time to redact personally identifiable information of the witness, including addresses, phone numbers. And so the judge ruled on the motion today and granted an extension until noon on Friday to give us proper time to redact specific personal information of witnesses. So the ruling to release the recording came after the unidentified juror filed a court motion Monday asking the judge to unseal the transcript and records so that the truth may prevail. So Cameron had agreed to release the recording. And so everybody is waiting on this. So this is pretty big. So it adds to this. So as the special prosecutor, our team has an ethical obligation not to release the recording from the grand jury proceeding. And we stand by our belief that such a release could compromise the ongoing federal investigation and could have unintended consequences such as poisoning the jury's pool, he said in a statement on Monday. So despite these concerns, we will comply with the judge's orders to release the recording on Wednesday. And the release of the recording will also address the legal complaint filed by an anonymous juror. So in his statement on Monday, Cameron also revealed that the only charge he recommended to the grand jury was wanton endangerment. So this is why a lot of people were disappointed, because they felt as though that justice was not given to the family of Breonna Taylor, and justice was not given to Breonna Taylor initially, who suffered this untimely death. So, which is the only indictment it ultimately delivered. So, former Louisville detective Brent Hanskin was charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment for bullets that went into the neighboring apartment during the police raid at Breonna Taylor's apartment on March 13th. No officers were charged in the connection of her death. And so this is why people are enraged, because they feel like this law is not working on the side of people of color. So we have no concern with the grand jurors sharing their thoughts on our presentation because we are confident in the case that we presented, Cameron said on Monday, adding that his team presented a thorough and complete case to the grand jury. So our prosecutors presented all of the evidence, even though the evidence supported that the Sergeant Mattingly and Detective Cosgrove were justified in their use of force after having been fired upon Kenneth Walker. So for that reason, the only charge recommended was wanton endangerment, he said. And so the motion filed by the juror noted, however, that Cameron previously made the public comment stating that his team walked the grand jury through every homicide offense and also presented all of the information that was available to the grand jury. So the announcement of the charges last week sparked protests in Louisville, Kentucky, well as around the country, and calls by Breonna Taylor's family and lawyers for Cameron to release the evidence. And so that is the big thing coming. So the civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, co-counsel for the family, said that on NBC's Today that the wanton endangerment charge doesn't make sense, which I agree. That's my personal opinion. So releasing grand jury recordings is rare, as most states have laws that would prevent them from being made public. So California and the other states only allow it under very specific circumstances, and others require a judge's order. And so Breonna Taylor's death, how a 26-year-old black woman was killed by police. And so that is a video that is attached with this video. So Taylor is 26 years of age. She was 26 years of age, an emergency medical technician, abbreviated EMT, was fatally shot by the police during a police raid at her home March 13th after officers with a no-knock warrant broke down the door seeking evidence in a narcotic investigation. The target of the probe was Taylor's ex-boyfriend, who lived at a different location. So the police said that the officers announced themselves before entering Taylor's apartment, which Cameron said was corroborated by a civilian witness who was near Taylor's apartment on the night of the shooting. So Taylor's boyfriend, who is named Kenneth Walker, the multiple neighbors have said that they did not hear police announce their presence. So many other people said they did not hear the police, as well as Kenneth Walker. So after police forced their way into the apartment, Walker fired the shots. So that's why I said earlier he had fired upon whom he thought might have been burglars or people breaking in. And so at the time, at the front door, they were striking, which the shots striking Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly in the leg, according to the police. And so Walker, who had a license to carry a firearm, said that he believed it was a home invasion. So Cameron said that Mattingly fired 6 shots and another officer. And so Detective Miles Cosgrove fired 16 shots. Okay, so Hankinson fired 10 shots. But Cameron said there is no evidence that any of the bullets hit Taylor, who was shot 6 times. An FBI analysis determined the fatal shot was fired by Cosgrove. Okay, and so here's this video right here.
A botched raid. An officer down. A 26-year-old woman shot dead by police. Her name, Breonna Taylor. So what happened? It's just after midnight on March 13th, 2020, and officers with the Louisville Metro Police Department pull into this apartment complex in Louisville, Kentucky. They're here to execute a search warrant in a narcotics investigation. Their target is apartment 4, where Breonna Taylor lives. She helped save lives as an emergency room technician. 2020 was going to be her year.
She felt like 2020 was definitely going to be her year because she was able, everything went the way she wanted it to go. Being able to get her car, being able to start getting enrolled for school, being able to just get her foot out the door again. To be able to get a new beginning.
911 operator, where's your emergency? I don't know what happened. Somebody kicked in the door inside my jewelry.
Minutes after the raid begins, Breonna Taylor will be dead. Months later, her name has become a rallying cry at protests across the country. Celebrities, athletes, and politicians have called for the officers involved to be held accountable.
Say her name!
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor's life matters.
So I'm going to stop this video because it's pretty lengthy, and so I've done a video, so I didn't want to interfere anymore with that. If you want to see that, you can look at it at your own leisure. This is the title of it: Breonna Taylor grand jury reporting to be released Friday. And so you can see up here. So this is by I believe it's NBC News. And so, yeah, it's just a really sad event that occurred. And so, right now, we are waiting. I believe it says that the Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron has until Friday to release the grand jury proceedings in Breonna Taylor case after he was asked a judge for a 1 week extension. So that's what everybody is waiting on. And so I'm gonna let this video go. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for listening.